This is Jason Siegel. This video is talking about a liver and gallbladder flush. The point of this video is to walk you through the protocol to give you more comfort when embarking on this cleanse yourself, and I will splice it with clips of us doing an actual liver and gallbladder flush just a few days ago, so you can get a better idea of the process and some of the nuances that go into this cleanse. So I just want to start by saying that I've done now 10 liver and gallbladder flushes. I originally got this protocol from a friend, Prem, who learned it through Dr. Hulda Clark. You can go look online, Dr. Hulda Clark, liver and gallbladder flush. She has many other amazing cleanses, and all the information you need is right on that website. She has some PDFs you can download and check out the details for the flush. But as I've done many of them, I have learned a couple details and nuances that seem to make the cleanse more enjoyable, more effective, more manageable. So my intention with this video is to share some of those details to help you. So, a liver and gallbladder flush. Your liver is located here in your upper right quadrant under your rib cage. And the liver is constantly filtering blood. It's constantly cleansing the body, maintaining homeostasis and many metabolic processes. The liver helps to recycle and create hormones that allow our brain and our body to function as they should, as the men and women that we are. The liver does so much more than that, but essentially the liver is a communication organ. It's a master communicator. It's interacting with many parts of the digestive system and many parts of the body and the blood, and keeping everything in balance. Therefore, when the liver is clogged, every physiological process in the body is hindered. Everything. And a great place to kick your health into gear, especially if you have issues in your digestive system or metabolic issues or deep emotional trauma, doing a liver and gallbladder flush is a great way to get that going, get some old emotions out, and kickstart your metabolism, your digestive system, and your entire health. In the process of doing 10, I've noticed extreme clarity in my mind and body, improvement in my bowels slowly over time, and a huge change over time in my hormones in conjunction with eating a healthy diet rich in plants and animal foods. So the liver and gallbladder flush is very simple. You essentially only need a few days to a week to prepare for it. And all you have to do to prepare for this flush is increase your intake of malic acid. Now, malic acid is an acid found in fruits and some other foods, but it's highest in apples. So specifically, apple juice and apple cider vinegar have the highest concentration of malic acid. Ideally, a week before this cleanse, you purchase a gallon of raw apple juice and a bit of apple cider vinegar as well, and you begin to increase your consumption, your liquid consumption of apple cider vinegar and apple juice. And what that's going to do is that malic acid is going to soften those bile stones inside the bile duct and inside the liver. So when you do the actual flush, you're going to get the maximum amount of toxic stones out of your liver. So it's very, very, very important to do malic acid either in supplement, but ideally apple juice and apple cider vinegar in high doses up to the cleanse. And I've had the best results when I do a week, and the 3 days before I increase my dose, like a curve. You increase your dose up to the flush. Even a day before, I'm pounding apple juice and pounding apple cider vinegar. And usually a lot of lemons as well. And I'm just really getting that liver nice and juicy. Getting it flowing, you know. This is how we usually make these drinks. Take about a cup of apple juice, dilute it with water, maybe an option of apple cider vinegar. So that guy, twice a day, maybe 3 times a day as we're getting into the next few days. So yeah, it's very important, malic acid. So as you're easing into the cleanse, a day before, you want to drop your protein and fat consumption, ideally. Now, over time, I've found that I can actually eat a bit of fat up to the cleanse and I'm better. My body responds better going 24 hours without food with a little bit of fat and protein. But it is recommended through Hulda Clark's protocol that you lower your fat and protein consumption from the night before and into the day of the cleanse. So I leave that up to you. But I would recommend basically the night before, slowing down on the fat and protein, not eating a huge steak and a bunch of butter right before. I found pretty good results with, slow cooked potatoes, maybe a little bit of olive oil, maybe an avocado into the cleanse. Sometimes we have frittatas, so cooked eggs the meal before. And yeah, you want to make sure you're nourished, but you don't stress out your gallbladder too much, because the bile in the gallbladder helps to digest fats and proteins, and you want it to really build up into the cleanse, so when you flush it, it purges, has a strong expulsion. Therefore, it is wise to not eat too much fat and protein up to the cleanse. So, the actual liver and gallbladder flush only takes about 20 to 24 hours of not eating to prepare for. So as you're easing up to it, the day of, you want to have a little bit of food ideally in the rising, maybe before 10 a.m. You want to stay adequately hydrated all day, and you want to have your last meal by before 2 o'clock. I recommend 1 o'clock, which gives you another hour to hydrate properly, because at 2 p.m., you are cutting off your normal consumption of liquids and foods, and it's a bit dehydrating on the body from 2 to 6, generally when the sun is out and you are dehydrating naturally. It's hard on the body to not be able to drink any more water, so you really want to have that meal at 1 o'clock, and you want to stay really, really hydrated throughout the day and up to 2 p.m. I recommend going apple juice and water right up to 2 p.m. And so at 2, you call it cleanse starts. So from 2 to 6, you have this stretch where you don't eat or drink anything. And you really want to slow your body down so you're not dehydrating yourself, you're not burning through your food storage, you're not stressing your body out, because when you go into a cleanse, you don't want to be stressed, you want to be relaxed. And as you relax, your body can fully release and let go of that which you're trying to let go of. So from 2 to 6, you slow down. 6 p.m., you have your first drink, and that is with 8 ounces of water and 1 tablespoon of either Epsom salts or, my preference, magnesium oxide, MgO7. Prem, my friend, told me about magnesium oxide, and I found it to be more effective than Epsom salts simply because it doesn't create a hangover effect, and it's much more pleasant to drink. Now, both Epsom salts is magnesium sulfate, so both are magnesiums, and what magnesium does is it is a smooth muscle relaxant, so it opens the bowels and it creates a plunger effect through the entire intestinal tract. And the point of that is that when you expel your stones from this liver and gallbladder flush, the squeeze that I will talk about in a moment, you want to have a plunger, you want to have momentum to get those stones out, because you don't want toxic stones sitting in your body fermenting. This is not a good idea. So I prefer magnesium oxide over Epsom salts, but either work. Epsom salts are cheaper, magnesium oxide is more expensive. It's your choice. So 6 p.m. is the first drink. You have 8 ounces of water, 1 tablespoon of the magnesium of choice. And then again at 8 p.m., you have your second water magnesium drink. So you're opening the bowels by then. So at around 8 p.m., you want to prepare the rest of the drinks for the entirety of the cleanse. And that would be 2 more magnesium drinks, water and magnesium. So 2 of those for the next day at 6 and 8 a.m. And then the concoction of grapefruit juice and olive oil. Now, the grapefruit and the olive oil is dessert. It's the icing on the cake. It's what makes this whole thing work. The alchemy of olive oil and grapefruit together create a massive expulsion of bile. It empties your whole gallbladder, and it also allows the entire liver gallbladder to release these stones. I don't know any deeper science behind this, but it works. It gets those bile stones out of the liver, and you'll see them the next day when you're pooping. So, you prepare your grapefruit olive oil drink, which is half a cup of grapefruit juice, half a cup of organic olive oil. You store that. You create 2 more magnesium drinks. You store that. You go to bed. You really want to be calm so your body can release. Wow. You're mixing 1/2 grapefruit, half cup grapefruit with half cup olive oil for our liver and gallbladder flush.
Don't be cheap on the grapefruit, bro. Come on.
Hey, I'm giving you a little more. Don't you fret. Personally,
This is the most difficult part.
I like doing a little more grapefruit.
Huh?
This is the best part.
I think a little more than half a cup of grapefruit actually makes it.
Dessert
It's the more
better.
challenging part,
is the best part.
or the,
Yeah.
for the sense of
Drinking it?
is this gnarlier than the magnesium?
No, not.
At 10 p.m., you drink the olive oil and grapefruit juice concoction, and that's going to create your liver to expel those stones.
And then
So we were just saying that it's really good to be relaxed when you take this drink because you want your liver to really let go. So be in bed when you take the drink at 10 p.m. Let it flow. Do you have a question for the camera?
blessings on your journey, my brothers and sisters.
All right, guys, it's 10 p.m. Time to drink. From there, you want to set an alarm. Ideally, 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. So at 6 a.m., you're going to wake up and have another magnesium drink. And then at 8 a.m., if you're not already out of bed walking, you're going to have your last magnesium drink. So it's 8 a.m. now, the following day. We had one drink at 6 a.m. and now we're going to have our final magnesium drink at 8 o'clock. Cheers. And this is really plunging it. It's really getting everything open. By then, your stones are out of the liver. They're flowing through your digestive system, and that magnesium is pushing them out. So it's a good idea. I find it well if you can get on the earth barefoot, do some breathing, do some movement. You get this pump working that'll pressurize and move your digestive system and get those stones out effectively. So from there, maybe about 8:30 to 9:30 at that time, it is highly advisable. I'd recommend 100% doing an enema. Now, if you've never done an enema, you can go Google it, but essentially it's putting 1 to 2 quarts of water up your rectum and holding it, then expelling it. And what that does is it cleans your colon and it creates peristalsis, which is the movement of the smooth muscle that allows your bowels to mobilize and excrete more effectively. All right, so it is 10 o'clock now. We've all had a lot of bowel movements. We all have done a coffee enema now, so we had a few bowel movements. Coffee enema around 9:30, and I just had a bowel movement after an enema, and I got out my biggest stones and a bit of plaque out of my gut. So this is a sign that says patience is a virtue when you are doing this cleanse. Be patient, and it will come through. So we haven't eaten yet. It's 10 o'clock. I'm still drinking some water, and we're making a juice. So we're just easing our digestive system back into life. So an enema is definitely advised because you do not want those stones sitting in your colon for too long. being reabsorbed into your bloodstream. You do not want that. Let's clean it out. And honestly, the enema is the icing on the cake. You feel fantastic once you do an enema, and it contributes to the emotions you get out from your liver. You're getting emotions out of your colon, and all parts of the internal organs store emotions and store memories and store the past, which is not needed in this present moment.
Woohoo! What'd you get out? All the BS that's been living in my organism for the past 27 years. Just kidding.
Sometimes I do 2 enemas. Sometimes I do 1 coffee enema. Organic coffee, pesticide and mold free, of course. Most people, I would recommend starting with warm water enema and a bit of sea salt. Plain and simple. You can get more creative from there. If you're experienced with enemas, you can do that which you prefer, but I'd recommend plain and simple warm water and olive oil. Warm water and sea salt. Maybe a tablespoon of sea salt. And that's really the cleanse. Once you get that enema flowing, you will see stones, if you have not already seen stones come out of your body. And you can collect those stones and investigate them. Those were sitting inside of you, my friend, and they are out now. So it's nice to look at what used to be inside you and see that which you're releasing. For that is the beautiful journey of alchemy and of transformation. It's to let go of the materials that did not serve you and alchemize them into new. It's likely you'll continue bowel movements throughout the day, and you may get stones out periodically throughout the day. This is okay. Generally, after an enema, the digestive system can take a few days to harmonize again. That is okay. It's normal. If you feel like you need to do more, do more. Enemas are very powerful tools. I recommend if you're very constipated and very backed up, you could do 2 to 3 enemas a week. See how you feel. If you're really backed up, I'd recommend going to a colon hydrotherapist and getting a massive colonic. That can really clear things out as well. And if you're really worried about the enema or about any digestive troubles, you can do an enema before doing this cleanse. Do 1, do a few, see how you feel. Get familiar with the process before doing it so you don't feel overwhelmed. Because the enema is, I'd say, the more technical element of this cleanse, and if you're not ready for it, then it may be overwhelming. So make sure you know what you're doing, and as I said before, if you really have a backed up colon, talk to a colon hydrotherapist and get 45 minutes of water into your rectum and see what you get out of your body. It is incredible. I promise you that. So that's that. After the cleanse, say about 10:30 the next day. You've almost been fasted for 24 hours now, and you're probably getting hungry. I recommend easing into it with maybe some enzyme-rich juices, so a fresh juice or some coconut water, or just enough liquids to get your body hydrated and something to get your digestive system moving. So that could also be some fresh fruit, some fermented vegetables, something light to kind of get you going. And then once you get that digestive system ramped up again, listen to your body and have a meal. And I promise you everything will be different there. You'll have a more intimate relationship with your body, and you will be able to listen more to what this temple's needs are at that time. So I'd like to conclude this video with a thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to improve your own health and to be part of this collective cleansing that we are embarking on for this time in planet Earth. We need to clean ourselves if we are to clean the external environment, this polluted world we live on, this beautiful world we live on. It has to start within. So thank you for being that change, and remember that this cleanse is not that harsh. It's very gentle. It can be done very simply without a whole lot of time or thought out of your life. And I would really recommend doing multiple liver flushes. Once you do one, between 2 weeks to a few months apart, I'd recommend doing a few more. I got my biggest stones out after 5, and the process only gets more beautiful as you continue, as you'll see. So I hope this video was helpful to giving you an idea of what this cleanse looks like. And if you'd like to reach out, I do private and group consulting for this cleanse and for other health related issues and ailments. Please reach out on email jason.siegel@mail.com or message me on my YouTube or Instagram at mana.medicines. And let me know how your flush goes. Let me know if I could help you to guide you at all. So thank you so much, and I wish you a beautiful aloha day. Yahweh.